Hey, I'm Emma. Welcome to Revenge Pulse, where every story hits different. Hit subscribe and let's dive in. The comment came during the turkey course. Christmas dinner at Mom's house in Wilmington. The dining room table stretched with extra leaves to accommodate 14 people, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. The good china, crystal wine glasses. Everything perfect, the way Mom liked it. I was cutting my turkey when my sister Amanda cleared her throat. I think we all need to address something, she said. Her voice carried that particular tone she'd perfected over 34 years. Concern, mixed with superiority. Megan has been asking me for money again. The table went quiet. I looked up from my plate. What? Last week, you texted asking if I could help you out. She made air quotes with her perfectly manicured fingers. It's becoming a pattern. My Aunt Beth shifted uncomfortably. Uncle Rick reached for his wine. Amanda, I asked if you could cover lunch when we went shopping, I said carefully. I'd left my wallet at home. You said yes. That's asking for money, Amanda said. She looked around the table, gathering support. And it's not the first time. She's always asking for help. Always needing something. It's honestly getting embarrassing. My mother frowned. Amanda, Mom, I love Megan, but someone needs to say it. Amanda leaned back in her chair, the picture of reluctant honesty. She's 31 years old and still can't manage her finances. Still, living paycheck to paycheck, still asking family members to bail her out. My cousin Jason looked at his plate. Grandma set down her fork. I don't live paycheck to paycheck, I said quietly. Then why are you always asking for money? Amanda smiled. It wasn't a kind smile. Why do you need help with lunch? Why did you ask Dad to co-sign your car loan 2 years ago? Why are you still renting that tiny apartment? Amanda, that's enough, Dad said. No, it's fine. Amanda held up her hand. I'm just concerned. We all should be. Megan is our sister, our daughter. We want to help her, but at some point, she needs to help herself. 14 people were staring at me. I felt heat rising in my cheeks. That familial shame. The same shame I'd felt my whole life when Amanda did this, positioned herself as the successful one and me as the failure. The golden child and the You're right, I said. Amanda blinked. She'd been expecting me to defend myself. What? You're right. I should handle things myself. I'll stop asking for help. Well, good. Good. That's mature of you. She looked momentarily thrown, then recovered. I'm glad we could have this conversation. I picked up my phone from beside my plate. What are you doing? Mom asked. Just checking something, I said. I opened my banking app, the one that controlled the automatic payments I'd been making for 3 years. Amanda was still talking. I know it's hard, Megan. I struggled too when I was starting out, but you have to make better choices. Budget, save. That's how you build wealth. Her phone buzzed on the table. She glanced at it, frowned, and declined the call. I scrolled through my scheduled payments. There were 7 in Amanda's name. $2,847 for her mortgage. $589 for her BMW lease. $412 for her homeowner's insurance. $118 for her car insurance. $350 for her utilities. $89 for her gym membership. $127 for her personal storage unit. Total monthly, $4,532. I'd been paying them for 37 months. $4,532 times 37 equals $167,684. No, wait. I'd also paid the $15,000 down payment on her BMW. The $8,200 for her credit card debt 2 years ago. The $6,100 for her emergency dental work. The $4,500 for her Hawaii vacation when she needed a break. The $12,800 for her furniture when she bought the house. Grand total, $214,284. But if we're just counting the recurring bills, I was actively paying $4,532 times 37 igual a $167,684. Still, let us round it to what I documented in my spreadsheet for the recurring payments. Alone, $119,463 over 3 years of automatic payments. Amanda's phone buzzed again. Sorry. I should take this, she said, glancing at the screen. It's probably work. She stood and walked into the other room. I clicked on the first payment. Mortgage. Scheduled for the 1st of every month. Clicked cancel. Then the next one. BMW lease. Scheduled for the 5th. Cancel. Insurance. Utilities. Gym. Storage. Cancel. 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 My cousin Sarah was watching me. You okay? She mouthed. I nodded and put my phone down. Amanda came back, her face tight. Weird. They hung up. Probably a spam call, Uncle Rick said. Probably, Amanda agreed. She sat down and picked up her wine glass. Anyway, where were we? Oh, right. Megan, I really do think you should talk to my financial advisor. He's helped me so much with budgeting and investment strategies. Her phone buzzed again and again. Popular tonight, Jason said. Amanda laughed, but it sounded strained. She picked up her phone, looked at it, and her expression changed. I need to take this, she said. Excuse. She left the table again. In the kitchen, I could hear her voice rising. What do you mean, payment declined? No, that's not possible. Run it again? Mom looked at Dad. Let's just eat? Dad said quietly. Amanda came back. Her face was pale. Everything okay? I asked. Fine, she snapped. Just some banking error. Her phone buzzed again during the salad course, and again during dessert. By the time Mom brought out the pumpkin pie, Amanda had left the table for more times. Tell us time, she didn't come back to the table. She stood in the doorway, phone pressed to her ear, and I heard her say, What do you mean all of them were declined? Check again, someone must have. She stopped. Her eyes found me across the room. I took a bite of pie. Her mouth opened. Closed. She ended the call and walked slowly back to the table. Megan, she said. Her voice was different now. Careful. Can we talk? Privately. We can talk here, I said. It's Christmas. Family time. Megan, is something wrong? I asked innocently. She sat down. Her hands were shaking. Did you do something? I'm not sure what you mean. My payments. My bills. They're all. She stopped. Looked around at the family members who were now watching, with interest. They're saying the account that's been paying them is closed. That's strange, I said. Megan. Her voice dropped to a whisper. Please. Not here. You brought up my finances in front of everyone, I said. My voice was calm. Steady. I thought we were being open about money at family dinners now. Mom set down her fork. What's going on? I looked at Amanda. Do you want to tell them? Or should I? Amanda's face went from pale to red. You can't do this. Do what? You know what? I turned to the table. Amanda's right. I have been irresponsible with money. For example, I've been paying $4,532 every month for 3 years to cover bills that aren't mine. The table went completely silent. You've been what? Dad said. Paying Amanda's mortgage, car lease, insurance, utilities, gym membership, and storage unit. Automatically. For 37 months. Grandma put her hand to her chest. Megan, why would you do that? Mom asked. Because she asked me to help. 3 years ago, she came to me crying. Said she'd made some bad investments. Was underwater. Needed help, or she'd lose the house. I helped. Megan, please. Amanda's voice cracked. She said it would be temporary. 3 months? Maybe 6, just until she got back on her feet. I looked at my sister. That was 37 months ago. Uncle Rick whistled low. So when she said I'm always asking for money, I continued, I thought that was interesting. Because I asked her to cover a $15 lunch, and I've been covering $4,532 of her monthly expenses for 3 years. Amanda stood up. You're making this sound it's not that simple. It actually is that simple. I pulled out my phone and opened my spreadsheet. Turned it around so the family could see. I documented everything. Every payment. Every date. Every amount. I scrolled through it. The table was silent except for the sound of Amanda's phone buzzing again. I also paid $15,000 for her BMW down payment, $8,200 for credit card debt, $6,100 for dental work, $4,500 for a vacation, $12,800 for furniture. I looked up, grand total, $214,284 over 3 years. Jesus Christ, Jason muttered. Dad looked at Amanda. Is this true? Amanda's eyes were shining with tears. Megan said she wanted to help. I did want to help. For 3 months, not 3 years. But you never said anything, because every time I brought up stopping the payments, you had an emergency. Your furnace broke. Your car needed repairs. Your job was unstable. There was always something. I set my phone down, and today, at Christmas dinner, you decided to humiliate me in front of our entire family. Called me pathetic. Said I'm always begging for money. I didn't mean you did mean it. You meant every word. I stood up, so I stopped the payments. All of them. Your mortgage is due on the 1st. That's in 8 days. Your BMW payment is due on the 5th. Everything else throughout the month. You'll need to figure out how to pay them yourself now. Amanda was crying now. Real tears. Megan, I can't afford them. You know I can't. I'll lose everything then. I guess you'll understand what it feels like to actually need help. Instead of just pretending you have your life together while someone else pays for it. Mom stood up. Megan, this is a lot to process. I know. I'm sorry for bringing it up at Christmas dinner, but Amanda brought up my finances first. I just wanted to clarify the situation. I picked up my plate. Does anyone want more pie? The rest of dinner was awkward. Amanda left before dessert was finished, ran out to her BMW, the one I'd paid $15,000 to help her buy, and drove away. The family sat in stunned silence for a few minutes. Then, slowly, conversation resumed. Quiet, careful. No one mentioned what had just happened. After dinner, I helped Mom clean up. You should have told us, she said quietly, scraping plates, about the money. Would you have believed me? She stopped, looked at me. What? Amanda is the golden child. The successful one. The one with the nice house, and the fancy car, and the perfect life. If I'd told you 3 years ago that she was drowning and I was keeping her afloat, would you have believed me? Mom's face did something complicated. I don't know. Exactly. But Megan, $214,000. I know. How did you even knew? Said you live paycheck to paycheck. I don't live paycheck to paycheck. I live in a small apartment because I'm saving money. I drive a used car because I don't need a BMW. I don't take expensive vacations because I'm building an actual future. I put a dish in the dishwasher. Amanda lives beyond her means and assumes someone will catch her. And for 3 years, I did. Why? Because she's my sister. Because she asked. Because I thought it was temporary. I dried my hands, but mostly because I didn't want to be the person who let her fail. And now I'm the person who lets her handle her own life. Mom hugged me. I'm sorry. For not seeing this, for not seeing you. It's okay. Itese, not. Itese, not. Your father and I, we always thought Amanda was the one who had it all figured out. We worried about you, but you were fine. You were more than fine. You were holding her up this whole time. Dad came into the kitchen. Megan, can we talk? We sat in the living room. The Christmas tree lights blinked. I could hear cousins laughing in the other room. The sound muffled and distant. I need you to explain this to me, Dad said. from the beginning. So I did. I told him about 3 years ago when Amanda had shown up at my apartment crying. She said if I could just help with the bills for a few months, she'd get back on track. She'd get a raise. She'd budget better. She just needed time. And you agreed. I set up automatic payments. Direct to her creditors. I didn't give her the money, I paid the bills directly, because I wanted to make sure it went to the right places. Smart, Dad said. After 6 months, I asked if she was ready to take over. She said she needed a few more months. Her job was unstable. She was worried about getting laid off. Was she? No. She got a promotion. But she didn't tell me that. She just kept saying she needed more time. Dad rubbed his face. And you kept paying? Every month for 37 months. $4,532 a month. Plus the one-time payments when she had emergencies $214, he said softly. I have it all documented. Dates, amounts, purposes. I kept records in case I stopped. In case what? In case she tried to deny it. We sat in silence for a moment. Your mother and I will talk to her, Dad said. She needs to pay you back. She can't. She doesn't have it. That's the whole problem. Then she needs to sell the house. Downsize. Get her finances under control. That's up to her, not me. Not anymore. Dad looked at me with something like wonder. When did you get so strong? I've always been strong. You just thought I was weak because I asked you to co-sign a car loan once. That was different, was it? You co-signed because I was being responsible. I had good credit, a stable job, but I was young and the interest rate would have been terrible without a co-signer. You helped me make a smart financial decision. I leaned forward. Amanda has been making terrible financial decisions for years. But because she has a big house and a nice car, you all thought she was doing great, and you thought I was struggling because I live modestly. You're right, he said quietly. We made assumptions. We're sorry. Amanda called me at midnight. I was back at my apartment, the small one-bedroom that she'd sneered at, the one that cost $1,100 a month and left me able to save $2,000 every month even after paying her bills. Megan, please, she said when I answered. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. I shouldn't have said those things at dinner. Primera, agua, ese wrong. I was so wrong. Yes, you were. Please, turn the payments back on. Please, I'll pay you back. I'll do anything. I just need time. Amanda, you've had 3 years. I know, but you got a promotion 18 months ago. You could have started taking over the payments then, but instead, you used the extra money to lease a BMW and go to Hawaii. Silence. I'm not mad, I said. I'm not even hurt anymore. I'm just done. But I'll lose my house. Then, sell Italiano, get something smaller, something you can actually afford. Megan, please don't do this. I'm not doing anything to you. I'm just stopping doing things for you. There's a difference. But we're sisters. Exactly. We're sisters, not mother and child. Not your bank sisters. Which means we should be equals. But we're not. We've never been. What do you mean? You've spent our entire lives making me feel small, making me feel like I'm not as good as you, not as successful, not as together. And I let you. Because I loved you. Because I wanted you to be happy, even if it meant I had to shrink myself to fit your narrative. I never asked you to. Yes, you did. Every time you showed off your house, your car, your vacations, your perfect life. You asked me to believe you were better than me, and I did believe it. Until I realized your perfect life was built on my bank account. She was crying. What do? You figure it out. The same way I've been figuring it out my whole life. The same way everyone who doesn't have a secret benefactor figures it out. I can't lose my house, then you'll need to make some hard choices. Get a roommate. get a second job, sell the BMW, cut expenses, budget, do all the things you said I should be doing at dinner. This is cruel. No, it's honest. Cruel was humiliating me in front of our entire family. Honest is telling you I'm done enabling your lifestyle. I hung up. She called back 3 times. I didn't answer. Finally, she texted, "I'll never forgive you for this." I stared at the message for a long time. Then I typed back, "That's okay. I forgive myself. That's enough." I blocked her number and went to bed. The next morning, I woke up to 17 missed calls. Mom, Dad, Amanda's number from a different phone, my Aunt Beth, Uncle Rick, even my cousin Sarah. I called Mom back first. "Amanda's at our house," she said. "She's devastated. Megan, she's talking about bankruptcy. About losing everything." Okay, that's all you have to say. "What do you want me to say, Mom?" "I want you to, I don't know, help her. Talk to her." I did help her. For 3 years, it didn't work. "But she's your sister, and I'm her sister." But that didn't stop her from humiliating me yesterday. Mom was quiet for a moment. She wants to apologize. She wants to talk. I don't want to talk to her. Megan, Mom, I love you. Love, Amanda. But I need space. Ivy spent 3 years and $214,000 trying to help someone who did unappreciated and did uned even acknowledge it. I'm done. Not because I'm cruel, because I'm exhausted. How long? How long what? How long do you need space? I don't know. Months? Maybe years? Maybe forever? I haven't decided yet. After I hung up, I sat in my quiet apartment and cried. Not sad tears. Relief tears. The kind you cry when you finally put down something heavy you've been carrying too long. The calls kept coming for the next week. Amanda, from different numbers. Family members, trying to mediate, even Amanda's friends, calling to tell me I was being selfish. I changed my number, blocked everyone except Mom and Dad on social media, went to work, came home. Lived my quiet life. January 1st came and went. Amanda's mortgage payment was due. I didn't make it. January 5th. Her BMW payment? I didn't make it. The 5th, 10th. Her utilities. I didn't make it. On January 20th, Dad called from my parents' house, phone one of the few numbers I hadn't blocked. Amanda got an eviction notice, he said. 60 days. Okay. Your mother and I talked to her about selling. She's listed the house. But Megan, she's falling apart. She's not handling this well. I'm sorry, she's struggling. Are you? The question surprised me. Yes. I don't want her to suffer. I just want her to take responsibility. She came to us for help. We're covering her rent at a small apartment starting next month. $1,200. We can afford that. That's good. She's returning the BMW. Getting something used. She's cutting expenses. She's doing what you said. That's really good. But, Megan, she's different now. Angry, bitter. She blames you for everything. I know she does. Is that okay with you? I thought about it. Yeah, it is. Because I know the truth. I helped her when she needed it. I just stopped before it destroyed me. She says you betrayed her. She betrayed herself by lying for 3 years, by taking advantage of someone who loved her, by humiliating me in front of our family when I'd been quietly keeping her life together. I took a breath. Dad, I'm not the villain here. I'm just the person who stopped playing the hero. February came and went. So did March. Amanda's house sold in April. She walked away with $8,000 after paying off the mortgage and closing costs. She moved into a 1-bedroom apartment near our parents, started working a second job on weekends at a retail store. cut up her credit cards, started going to financial counseling. I heard all of this through Mom, who called me every Sunday. "She's doing better," Mom would say. "But she won't talk about you. If we mention your name, she leaves the room. That's okay. Is it? She's your sister." She's also the person who called me pathetic in front of our entire family, who took $214,000 from me and acted like I was the one with financial problems, who still hasn't apologized. She's ashamed, then she should work through that shame. In therapy. In therapy, not in my life. In May, my cousin Sarah reached out through Instagram. She asked if we could get coffee. I agreed. We met at a Starbucks halfway between our places. She looked nervous. "I wanted to apologize," she said, "for not speaking up at Christmas dinner. When Amanda was saying all that stuff, I should have defended you. It's okay." It's not. I knew something was off. Amanda lives in this expensive house and drives that car, but she was always complaining about money. Asking people to cover lunch, saying she couldn't afford to go out. It didn't add up. "You figured it out?" "After Christmas, yeah. I did the math, and I realized you were the one keeping her afloat." "Yeah. Did you tell anyone?" I told my mom. She told the rest of the family. Everyone knows now, and everyone feels terrible for not seeing it. They shouldn't feel terrible. Amanda's good at pretending. Sarah stirred her coffee. She's not doing well. Mentally. My mom says she's depressed, that she's not the same person. I'm sorry to hear that. Are you? I don't hate her, Sarah. I'm just done being her solution. Have you thought about talking to her? Maybe if you two sat down? No. But Sarah, I appreciate you reaching out, and I'm glad we're talking. But I am not going to sit down with Amanda and make her feel better about the consequences of her own choices. She humiliated me. She used me, and she still hasn't apologized. Until she is ready to take actual responsibility, not just feel bad about getting caught. Do you not have anything to say to her? Sarah nodded slowly. That's fair. How are you doing? I asked. How's work? We talked for an hour. About normal things? Her job, my job, TV shows we were watching. It felt good, like maybe some family relationships could be salvaged. June arrived, 10 July. I started dating someone, a guy named Marcus I'd met through work. He was kind, funny, stable. The kind of person who paid his own bills and didn't expect anyone to fix his problems. On our third date, I told him about Amanda. He listened quietly. Then, Saeed, you did the right thing. A lot of people think I abandoned her. A lot of people are wrong. It took my end. You can't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm, especially when they're the one who keeps demanding more heat. I kissed him. Because he got it. Because he saw me clearly. In August, Mom called with news. Amanda got a better job, she said. Corporate position. Good benefits. Stable hours. She's doing well. Good. That's great. She's in therapy too, working through some things. Good. Megan, ... Mom paused. She asked about you, if you were okay. What did you tell her? That you're doing great. That you're dating someone. That you seem happy. What did she say? Nothing, but she cried. I didn't know what to do with that information, so I just said, okay. Do you think you'll ever talk to her again? I don't know, Mom. Maybe, but it's not my job to fix this. She broke it. If she wants to repair it, she needs to take the first step. A real step, not through you. September 23rd, my 32nd birthday. I woke up to texts from family and friends. Marcus took me to dinner. My coworkers got me a cake. It was a good day. At 11:47 p.m., as I was getting ready for bed, my doorbell rang. I looked through the peephole. Amanda. She was standing in the hallway, holding an envelope. She looked different. Thinner. Her hair was shorter. She was wearing jeans and a plain t-shirt, not the designer clothes she used to favor. I opened the door. "Hi," she said. "Hi. Can I come in?" I hesitated, then stepped aside. She walked into my apartment, the small one she'd always made fun of, looked around at my second-hand furniture. My books, my life. "It's nice," she said. "Cozy." "Thanks." We stood in awkward silence. "I wanted to give you this." I took the envelope, opened it. Inside was a check for $8,000 and a handwritten letter. "You don't have to read it now," she said quickly, "but I wanted to say in person that I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For everything. For using you. For taking advantage, for what I said at Christmas dinner, for all of it." I looked at her, really looked at her. She looked tired, but also lighter, like she'd put down something heavy. "Okay," I said. "Okay, I accept your apology." She started crying. "Really?" "Yeah." "Does that mean can we do? You think we could try to be sisters again?" I thought about it. "Eventually. But not yet." When? When you've proven you can stand on your own. When I trust that you won't fall back into old patterns. When I believe that you see me as an equal, not as a bank. I set the envelope on the counter. "You've made a good start. Keep going." "How long will that take?" "I don't know. Months? Maybe a year. Maybe longer." She nodded, wiping her eyes. "Okay, I understand. Do you?" "I think so. You need to know I've changed. That I'm not the person who used you." "Exactly. What if I prove it? What if I pay you back and stay stable and do everything right? Will you forgive me then?" "Amanda, I already forgave you. That's not the issue. The issue is whether I want you in my life, and right now, I don't. Because the person you were hurt me, and I don't know if the person you're becoming is different, so I need time to see." She stood there, processing that, then nodded. "Okay, I'll prove it." After she left, I opened the letter. It was 6 pages long. Handwritten. Every page was an acknowledgement of something she'd done wrong. Every page was an apology. The last paragraph said, "I know I can't undo 3 years of taking advantage of you. I can't undo what I said at Christmas dinner. I can't undo any of it. But I can become someone who would never do those things. And I'm going to. Not to earn your forgiveness, you've already given me more than I deserve. But because I need to be better. For me, I hope someday you'll want me in your life again. But if you don't, I'll understand. Because you don't owe me anything. You never did. I'm the one who owed you everything. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life paying that debt." I sat on my couch and cried. Not because I was taking her back, but because for the first time in our lives, she saw me clearly. And that was worth more than $214,000 a year. Past it, Amanda kept her word. Every month, she sent me $500. A check with a short note, updates on her life, her job, her therapy, her progress. She never asked for anything. Never tried to force a relationship. Just kept proving she'd changed. By the time my 33rd birthday rolled around, she'd paid me $14,000. $200,000 to go. It would take 33 more years at that rate. But I didn't care about the money anymore. I cared about the effort. About the fact that she showed up every month with proof that she was different. That Christmas, Mom asked if Amanda could come to dinner. "It's been a year," Mom said. "And she's doing so well. She asks about you all the time. She just wants a chance to be around you. As family." I thought about it. Talked to Marcus, talked to my therapist. Yes, I'd started therapy too, to work through my own patterns of overgiving. "She can come," I finally said, "but I'm not ready to be close yet. I'm just ready to be in the same room." That's all she's asking for. Christmas dinner was strange. Amanda sat across from me. We didn't talk much, but she didn't show off. Didn't make digs. Didn't perform. She just existed, quietly, humbly. And when someone asked how she was doing, she said, "I'm rebuilding. It's hard, but I'm learning a lot about myself." Not a performance, just truth. Truth. After dinner, as people were leaving, Amanda approached me. "Thank you for letting me be here," she said. "You're welcome. I know this doesn't fix anything, no. But it's a start." She smiled. A real smile. Not the performance smile I'd grown up with. That's all I can ask for. 2 years after Christmas dinner. 3 years after I canceled the payments, Amanda had paid me back $32,000. She'd been promoted twice. She'd stayed in her small apartment. She'd stayed in therapy. She'd stayed stable. And slowly, carefully, we'd started rebuilding. Coffee once a month. Then twice a month. Then, actual conversations. Real ones, where she asked about my life and actually listened. Where she told me about her struggles without expecting me to fix them. Where we were just sisters. Equals. For the first time in our lives. On my 34th birthday, she gave me a gift. A framed piece of paper. It was a payment plan. Detailed. Professional. "I'm going to pay you back the full $214,284, she said. "Not just the $119,463 in recurring payments, all of it. Every one-time payment you made, every dollar. Amanda, you don't have to." "Yes, I do. Because you gave me that money thinking it was temporary, and I stole 3 years of your life. I stole your ability to save for your future. I stole your trust." She pointed at the payment plan. "This is going to take me 15 years, but I'm going to do it. Because I owe you. Not just money, but proof that I value what you gave me." I looked at the numbers. She'd calculated it all out. $1,190 per month for 15 years. "That's a lot," I said. "I know. But I can afford it now. I've built a life I can actually sustain. A life that's mine, thanks to you giving me the push I needed." "I didn't push you." "Yes, you did. When you canceled those payments, when you said enough, you pushed me off the cliff, and I had to learn to fly." She smiled. "Turns out, I can fly. I just needed to stop expecting you to carry me." 5 years after Christmas dinner, Amanda had paid me back $93,000. But more than that, she'd become someone I actually liked spending time with. Someone who showed up for me when I needed help planning my wedding to Marcus. Someone who babysat when I had a work emergency. Someone who sent thoughtful gifts and remembered important dates and asked how I was doing without needing anything in return. She was the sister I'd always wanted. It had just taken 37 years and $214,000 to get there. At my wedding, she gave a speech. "Megan taught me the most important lesson of my life," she said. "She taught me that love isn't just saying yes. Sometimes love is saying no. Sometimes love is letting someone fall so they can learn to stand. Sometimes love is walking away so someone has room to grow." She looked at me across the room. I spent 3 years taking advantage of the most generous person I knew, and when she finally stopped helping me, I thought she was cruel. I thought she'd abandoned me, but she hadn't. She'd set me free, free to become someone who didn't need to be propped up. Someone who could stand on her own, someone worthy of being her sister. There wasn't a dry eye in the room. After the speech, "Sayuhe, me. Thank you for not giving up on me, even when I gave up on myself." "You're my sister," I said. "I didn't give up on you. I just stopped doing the work that was yours to do." Best thing you ever did for me. 10 years after Christmas dinner, Amanda made her final payment. $214,284. Paid in full. She came over with a bottle of wine and a certificate she'd made on her computer. paid in full in fancy letters. You did it, I said. We did it. You taught me how to stand. I did the standing. Team effort. Team effort. Effort. We drank wine on my back porch. My house, the one Marcus and I had bought together, the one with the yard and the garden and the space for our 2 kids. You know what's crazy? Amanda said. I'm happier now than I was 10 years ago. When I had the big house and the BMW and the fake life. Why? Because this is real. My apartment is small, but it's mine. My car is used, but I own it. My life is modest, but it's stable. I'm not constantly stressed about money. I'm not constantly performing. She looked at me. I'm just me. And that's enough. It was always enough. I know that now. We sat in comfortable silence, watching the sun set. Do you regret it? She asked finally. Canceling the payments? Cutting me off? No, I said. It was the hardest thing I ever did, but it was the right thing. For me or for you? Both. She nodded. Thank you for doing it. For being strong enough to let me fail. Most people aren't. Most people are supporting someone for $4,532 a month while being called pathetic at Christmas dinner. She winced. Are you ever going to let me forget that? Probably not. It's a good story. She laughed. A real laugh. Fair enough. The lesson came slowly, over years. Not in a single moment. Not in a courtroom or a confrontation. But gradually, like learning to walk, like learning to trust. The lesson was this. You can love someone and still set boundaries. You can help someone without losing yourself. You can be generous without being a doormat. And sometimes, the most loving thing you can do is say no. Not because you don't care, but because you care enough to let someone learn. Amanda learned. It took her 3 years of struggle and 10 years of rebuilding. But she learned. And I learned too. I learned that I don't have to sacrifice myself to prove my love. I learned that being the reasonable one doesn't mean accepting unreasonable treatment. I learned that family is important, but so am I. That was worth $214,284. That was worth the pain and the distance and the years of rebuilding. Because in the end, I didn't just get my money back. I got my sister back. T-Real 1, not the performance. And I got myself back to the version of me who knows her worth. Who sets boundaries. Who says no when no is the answer. Who loves generously, but not destructively. That version is priceless.